Boop's public domain now.
I'm just shocked that at one point they did.
Wait, it wasn't public domain before?
No. Well, what happens is things exist and are under companies and shit, but after a certain amount of years, they don't renew the copyright.
Well, yeah, I knew
it's just
that.
public domain.
I read something about Betty Boop and her history.
Disney,
like
Mickey Mouse was almost public domain because they didn't file for copyright. They had like a month on it. They forgot.
Is that why they did like the bullshit 75-year or so extension for copyright?
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty much.
and that's how Oswald came back. Or
They
something?
just did it so they could keep
Technically, yeah.
Mickey Mouse.
Well, no, they got Oswald because they bought a company and it was part of the deal. I don't know.
It wasn't even for some nefarious reason. It was just because they were too fucking lazy to pay attention to the deadline.
Yeah. Not you, bitch. You look like olive oil ate ass.
She's like squeezing his stomach.
The
Like, "Ah!" throw up on her
50s
face.
version of Bianca and Wilshire.
Bianca, my sweet, I love you. She got cleavage in this one. Ah!
Oh, okay.
This must have been before they censored her.
But now it's censored again.
Or they just didn't have any much consistency.
Hi, Mickey.
With her.
Didn't they reference Mickey in a lot of like Fleischer cartoons, like as a call out or something?
I have no idea.
Because if I remember correct, oh gosh, she's bald.
It's hard to make jokes when it makes jokes of itself.
Time to oil her up. Now kiss my ass. Oh, not even a fucking backstab. It was in the
Oh, okay.
face.
Ooh, we got a little butt.
Did they
You
just
look too pretty. Time to die.
they just
The
combined
mirror had a bias. It's also
Even the knights are
prettier.
crying.
It's
Poor Betty.
they're really Betty's sidekicks.
We really don't want to
One
do
of them is
this.
called. One of them is seriously called Bimbo.
He destroyed his axe and then the shovel.
This is fucking horrible. Let's fucking dump this shit.
Oh, okay. Oh, and they throw the stump.
The stump don't want to go.
I don't want to go in there. Ah!
And then they go in there
Okay.
too, and then the hole fills itself.
They're gonna suffocate to death.
Whoops.
Or for some reason be swimming underground. Okay.
I think they had a very, very
Oh.
horrible fucking head trauma. Thanks, Disney Tree.
Once again, the tree saves the day.
Whoop. Never mind.
Okay.
Get it,
hypothermia.
get it right, Gonzo. This was Fleischer.
Oh.
Violet, you're turning violet.
Jesus. Oh,
She's in her own coffin.
She's frozen.
And right into the seven doors.
Hello, Disney.
Fun fact, Snow White and the Seven Dwarves was not an original Disney property.
No.
I'm not surprised.
it wasn't.
Most of the original Disney properties were folklore tales they made into animated movies. They had no right to claim ownership of Alice in Wonderland or any of those things.
Yeah.
Robin Hood's a good example. You know how many versions of that there are?
Yeah.
Oh, if I were you, I'd hide my face.
The only thing Disney has right to are the animations they made, not the story itself.
Yes.
Okay, I guess we can make
And
our
here
own.
comes Cab Calloway.
And that's how you get all the
singing St.
bootlegs.
James Infirmary.
Is this like a rotoscope?
Probably.
Parts of it will be. In fact, coming up is going to be a rotoscope experience.
I remember seeing a YouTube video about this one scene.
I remember watching an analysis about this.
Hmm.
It was,
It was a Disney
nostalgia
video,
kit.
actually.
Really?
It was Walt Disney in the 50s talking about how great Fleischer was. Like, he was amazed.
Unfortunately, his company
Yeah.
did Fleischer dirty.
Yeah, well. This is before he decided he hated him, I guess.
I'm assuming something happened between Disney and Fleischer that made it personal.
You can actually watch it on Disney Plus. It was a little documentary on the history of animation.
It's probably like one of those stories, like how Steve Jobs and Bill Gates were best friends and then they hated each other.
Yeah.
Damn, this is oddly progressive for the time, too.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of impressed. Look at the background, too. See those cool drawings?
Well, in the time this animation existed, racism was pretty relevant in society still. But it's very clear they had a lot of references to jazz and stuff like that in Fleischer animations.
I think the song
Yeah,
was
believe-
about like drugs as well as sex or something. And one of them, they referenced coke.
And now to make sure you're no longer pretty, you're a goddamn dragon.
Hell yeah.
Did you know that the clown was from Out of the Inkwell? A whole different show.
I did
This
not.
is completely original. This never happened in the Snow White and the
It's like
Seven
they
Dwarfs
just
story.
used Snow White as a baseline, and then they just kind of built upon it.
Yeah, it's like a bunch of
Well,
fairy tales.
Yeah.
that's what you should do. That's what's transformative about this kind of stuff.
Whoa!
Ugh.
If everything was a direct carbon copy of one another to the absolute T, there'd be no reason for transformative work. What a way to end it! Just turn her inside out, and then she runs back into the cave.
Believe it or not,
Yeah.
Cab Calloway's songs would appear in 2 other Betty Boop cartoons. And Calloway, when he got a little bit older, was actually featured in the Blues Brothers movie.
Well, I have to admit, that shit was a bop. Like, Fleischer had good taste in music.
I was reading into the history of Betty Boop and the copyright ownership. She's like owned technically by like 3 other companies, like Warner and 2 others.
Think of
Yeah.
Viacom.
Yeah, because I think
Viacom, and
think
I think Fleischer Studios is technically still around by royalties, if I'm correct.
yes and no. See, what happens when a company goes bankrupt is they sell off all of their assets. So the reason Betty Boop is scattered between 3 companies is 3 different companies bought her.
Yeah, well.
I wonder
They probably
if it'll-
split her like a timeshare. I don't fucking know.
You get 3 episodes. I get 5.
And I get all the money.
Betty Boop.
Listen, when you gotta be a cartoon in Hollywood, you gotta hustle.
Well, when was the last time they did anything with Betty Boop? She kind of just isn't a thing nowadays.
She's more
At the
featured.
Dollar Tree, they have like 100 cartoons, and it's like all Betty Boop and like black and white shit.
It's not just that, but she's more so now a novelty item, and let me explain, because I do love Betty Boop. She's probably one of my favorite characters. And she's more for merchandise, women's beauty product. She's come more of a pop culture icon than a cartoon nowadays. But I heard, and she also has her own app game that you dance to. But I
Yeah.
did hear that somewhere along the lines, probably 2 years ago, she might be coming back in a cartoon.
I don't know if it'll be done right, though. I hope the guy.
It kind of...
I would love to voice Betty Boop. Please let me.
This sort of thing kind of bothers me because the whole idea of copyright and patents was so that the creator of an original work would have full sole selling rights to redistribute their product, right? The other companies could not mimic it, copy it, take it for their own, right? So that these people would basically be incentivized to innovate. Well, that alteration to copyright, I feel, was a very, very bad idea. Because now we're basically stating the domain works of an original person's efforts now belong to people who didn't even make it.
Ooh.
I
This is what-
don't like that. That feels like theft to me.